Mr. Adamu, great to have you. After so much agitation by Nigerians for the change of service chiefs, are you surprised it finally happened today?
Not at all. There has been in the recent past several indications that such a change was going to happen. And I would say it would definitely show that the leadership, the president in particular, has yielded to this general demand by Nigerians.
So what are we to expect from the new service chiefs, especially with insurgency in the northeast, banditry and kidnapping in other parts of the country? They have their job cut out for them, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. However, I hate to burst the bubble. I know there is a lot of excitement in the country at the moment, but we need to be very realistic. There are 27 ministries, departments, and agencies in security in Nigeria, and all we're doing is changing 4 out of that 27. And incidentally, those 4 are actually not primarily responsible for internal security. So whatever it is that they are going to do, if the other 23 do not live up to their own expectation, then frankly, the results are not going to be very impactful. Just to give you an instance, 2 days ago in Katsina, some heavy weapons were discovered, including heavy machineries, different types of guns. Those guns were brought in through our borders. It's not the responsibility of the military to protect those borders. It's the responsibility of other security departments. So if we don't see an improvement in the other security departments, then unfortunately, Nigerians are not likely to see any meaningful improvement in the area of security. But having said that, there is a lot that these 4 new faces can do in the area of the military, especially with regards to terrorism in the northeast, as well as some of the operations against banditry in the northwest.
Now, I'm looking at the issue of motivation here for the newly appointed service chiefs. Do you think they can actually do anything differently in terms of strategy, since they were also part of the last team of service chiefs? Do you think they have anything new they can bring to the table?
Well, we have to remember that the military is an institution, and beyond that, it's a very segregated and structured institution. So given the fact that they grew up through the system, and most of them have held leadership positions, and if you pick Major General Lucky Irabo as an example, he was heading Operation Lafia Dole before then, Operation Safe Haven, and then was in the Multinational Joint Task Force. So clearly he has been at that top management level and probably was instrumental in some of the current policies that are being implemented. So yes, there may be changes here and there, but then I'm not expecting any major shifts in terms of the current focus of the Nigerian military. And the immediate past service chiefs have done quite well in terms of the acquisition of equipment and materials for the military. Yes, in the area of welfare, there may be a need for improvement, especially for the frontline soldiers, and that's the area I would advise these new service chiefs to look at. The second point is cooperation and coordination between the various military units. Part of the complaints we're hearing at the moment is lack of cooperation, especially at the field level. So these new service chiefs will have a lot to do in that regard. And then lastly, an enhancement in the confidentiality of military operations. A lot of communication is currently done in the open. GSM lines are being used for communication. Exchanges are being done on open platforms. So that too is very significant, because no matter how good your operation is, if it's not confidential or guarded in secrecy, then of course the enemy is able to dig into it and will automatically sabotage your effort. So in that regard, I expect a lot from the new service chiefs.
We certainly expect a lot from them. Kabiru Adamu, security and intelligence experts, thank you for your thoughts.
Thank you for having me.